Welcome to this training on motivation. There have probably been more books written on the topic of motivation than any other subject in the world. So we're just going to take a look at a few key things. They're practical ways that you can motivate your team. And so in other sessions we went through like how do you build a team and setting goals for the team. And now it's what role, what part can you play in helping them achieve those goals? And there's probably a more creative way to illustrate it. But this is what we'll use today. And the first thing starts with focus and purpose. One important factor in helping people be motivated in their jobs is first that they know what their area of focus is and the purpose, how it fits into the bigger picture. So what's the purpose of their job function in relationship to what the whole company is doing? People do better in their jobs when they can see how their piece of the puzzle fits into the bigger picture. And so it starts with that. Here's a clear explanation of what you are to focus on and how it fits into everything we're trying to do and why it's important. And so if people have that, they tend to be much more motivated. The next thing to think about is enthusiasm. And so it starts with you. It starts with the person at the top of the business. It starts with the president. It starts with the CEO. It starts with the entrepreneur, the founder. The person that is at the top sets the level of enthusiasm in the company. If you're walking around and all bummed out, it's going to spread to your entire team. It may take a day, it may take a week, it take a month, a year, but your whole team will be infected by your lack of enthusiasm. So that's why when we go back to when you're picking the business that you're going to be in, it needs to be something that you're passionate about so that enthusiasm comes naturally. So enthusiasm is key. If you're pumped up about what you're doing, it's just infectious. The rest of your team's going to feel it. The next thing about leadership is the word adaptive. You might say adaptive leadership. And what that means is you can't treat every single person the same. You have to treat each one of them in a unique way, understanding what motivates one person and understanding that it may be different from what motivates another person. As an example, there are some of your employees that will be motivated by you just giving them the reins. Let them do everything, tell them what you want them to do, and they want to figure out how to get it done. Another employee, they want the exact opposite. They're completely uncomfortable if you just tell them, go climb that wall, and you don't tell them how. So another employee wants the details. Okay, I want you to go do this, and here are the 5 steps that you need to take to get it done. And so recognizing that you need to adapt how you lead each person is critically important. The next thing to consider is relationships. If you know what's going on in your employee's life and you build relationships with them so that you have a sense of the things that are going on outside of the workplace, you're going to be more effective at managing them. And there are seasons. All people go through seasons of high productivity and lower productivity. Things are going on in their life, stuff with their family, marriage, death, sickness, child, illness, things moving. All of those things can impact an employee's performance. And so if you're tuned into what's going on in their life, you're able to, one, help them in those areas, which could be an opportunity for you to build a relationship with them even more. But two, be able to know when you need to give a little bit more grace and know when you need to push on them a little bit more. And so having a strong relationship with your employees is a key to that. And the last thing to consider is recognition. Take the time to recognize your employees. Do it every single day. A simple pat on the back, recognizing, hey, you did a great job with that, goes a long way. Just a compliment. And then doing it in a more formal way. Maybe it's a monthly or a quarterly. It needs to be frequent enough where it motivates people, but a monthly or quarterly meeting with the whole company where you recognize people for great performance. And you can do something little. It might be just a small token gift or a plaque or something that doesn't cost you too much money, all the way to something extravagant. There are some companies that send employees on trips for great performance over a whole year, and that may make sense for you, if you have a great year or something. But just a pat on the back, kind words to them, especially in front of their peers, so that their peers see that they are recognized. And it also has a way of making their peers then want to work harder so that they can get that recognition as well. So 5 key things to motivation. There are a million things you could do, but if you give people clear marching orders and they understand how their job fits into the whole company, that's the first step. You being enthusiastic about what your business is doing is the next step. Adapting how you manage people based on their personality types and the things that are good for each person. Building relationships so you know how to respond and you know what's going on in their life. And then recognizing your people. If you do these things, you'll be in great shape to get started as a leader and motivating your people towards goals. Good luck.